Hello, welcome. This is going to be one of those whatever comes out readings, so please come on in, have a seat by the fire, set your intentions to have a nice message for the highest good. Beautiful. First card's popping out without delay. The Earth Keeper, Heart of the Sky. Those were 18 and 24. And the number 1, the Ancient Ones. The Ancient Ones for me is a card that speaks about the ancestors and even more than just our own personal, this incarnation genetic line. Our spiritual ancestry is so much more diverse. And there are some of us here that don't identify as much with their genetic ancestry or even the karmic struggles of that family, but we're here for them as well. But with this Ancient Ones today, I'm being asked to expand our awareness of greater not as in better, but more expanded array of diverse support and guidance that's ready to come into our awareness now. This Earth Keeper energy to me tells us that some of us would identify as types of earth angels, whether we're there being available for connectivity and bonding with other individuals to support people and the collective, and some of us working with energy and flow and healing collective energies and personal energies. Others keeping the earth itself more sacred and teaching people whether it's the old ways or gathering or how to be sustainable or any of those things. Those are all under the domain of the Earth Keeper energies, and the earth herself is part of that collective leading the charge. And Heart of the Sky tells me that those of us here are also identifying with our cosmic roots, because at the heart of the sky, at the heart of the cosmos, we have all of this urge and inspiration to move beyond the limitations, beyond our ancestry, and beyond the ideals and the discoveries of the past. It's like, I've used this one before, those that thought, oh, well, we can't fly. Just look at everybody else. Humans are grounded. We belong down here. And then they were able to create all kinds of flying machines after that point. So in the same way, our cosmic identity and our earthly identity are the below and the above that are both speaking to us to create progress and innovation. Innovation is a key word here with these three aspects. It's like the Ancient Ones are the mentors and the guides, and we're able to stand on the shoulders of these greats. But sometimes the information that comes through us, especially if we're asking and asking for divine guidance, and then we're like, oh, I wonder what I should do about this. And then something comes up into our minds and we're like, well, I don't even know about that, so I don't want to do the wrong thing. I'm not going to take my own advice. I'm going to go look that up later. But then if you actually lean into that and research, you may find from time to time that those hunches and intuitions about things that you have no business knowing, so to speak, spontaneously arrive in your mind. And I'm speaking about divine inspired psychic events here. So this may be part of your identity. Straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Yes, coming right under the Earth Keeper. This says that, yes, your cosmic identity is something that you've worked with extensively, but I'm also with this card often two things. Yeah, you're kind of holding open the gateway between spirit and matter, matter and spirit, above and below, within and without. You're doing all this, taking it upon yourself, but potentially there's still some judgments here and feeling of the obligation that is, of course, yeah, it's our divine calling. We feel like, yeah, I'm one of the chosen ones that can do all this great stuff. Well, I'm not speaking that you're egoic, but we all are, I mean, to an extent, which is a good thing I'm trying to express. But wandering between realms is sometimes tells me about the individuals that are, that becomes a huge part of our identity, and that sometimes we almost become lost in the identity and the burden of the necessity and how much needs to be transmuted and shifted and changed. And it can be very tiring. So this is telling me that you're everybody's keeper, and sometimes feeling the burden of that strong one that no one checks in with. So remind yourself to stay grounded and present with your breath and your body. The earth keeper, keep your house and your mind and your body in order, because no matter how cosmic we are, we cannot go any further than we have gone to our depths. And even when we've gone into our pain, have we really gone into the safety and security of the earth? Came up in our daily Dharma today. There's something about keeping with our body, honoring the messages of the body, even when we're on a tight schedule and we have a turnaround and our objective is body oriented and we want to go, 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 or if it's money oriented, which is very root based, and we want to go, 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 achieve goals. Rest is an important part of training. Rest and integrating and release is an important part of healing. So in order to keep a tidy house, we have to take out the trash and do the dishes. It's about those little mundane tasks. And perhaps if that's one of the things coming up for you, you can double up perhaps and do the dishes while listening to healing music or a podcast that you want to catch, or doing the laundry while you're doing the dishes and listening to something healing and productive or meditative, not dwelling on something, but trying to have something in place that is helping us to balance our life and not create anxiety. Like, for instance, the people that you follow on YouTube, this is also nourishment for our heart. And are they telling you to be weary and suspicious of everyone? Are they telling you things that then you're like searching around? Because there's a lot of individuals that every third or second reading has a third party this, or I don't need to tell you. If it's your story, then you know the journey. Yeah, we don't need to spend as much time in the healing debris as we think and feel, but it's coming under ancient ones. So we need to honor the body, and the body's limitations are also as divine as the body's potential. And so by honoring our limitations, we can find the opportunities that need to be resolved instead of solved. It's like there's no answer, there's no end to the ever evolving riddle of life at this point. We're here to explore the journey and to create delight and awareness and peace and harmony, and some type of rest and relaxation is part of it for somebody who's been putting in a lot of effort or learning a lot, taking a lot of healing into the body. But there's a lot of release that needs to happen with a tidy house or tiny house. Clarity and organization. Sometimes if our mind feels anxious, if we look around, our environment will reflect some of those things. Like, I can be super creative, and in that way, I will often find myself with multiple loose ends where I've started multiple projects and they're all in order. But then all of a sudden, I'll find myself one day super overwhelmed that nothing has been resolved or has not come to fruition. And it's because of my inspiration and my creative overflow that wants to continue to be inspired. But sometimes I've found that I need to put those things on the shelf, period, here and there. And sometimes I have to also honor the flow of the inspiration. If it's time and inspiration to work on this, but not to finish this, then that's the flow of where my energy is inspired to go. And that's the thing that's going to be imbued with those deeper, passionate energies. But if I keep burdening myself with, oh, I got to do these dishes. Well, we don't do the dishes because we have to do the dishes. We do the dishes because a tidy house helps us to maintain a healthy environment for ourselves, right? And it's bigger than the appreciation of clean, neatnik type ideas, especially if that's something triggering from your past, whether it was, on the clean or the unclean end. Escaping the past sometimes can come through with the way that we do or don't obsess about the tidy house. But ultimately, what I want to impress upon us in this reading is that the tidy house here at the center of the reading is talking about the clarity and organization of the mind as a reflection of the way that we're able to apply our creative energies to produce something we can be fulfilled by, and that we feel validated by in our soul and in ourselves. That felt moving to say that. Sky Bridge, the possibility for union. So, union between self with this wandering between realms is one of the biggest things. Is as we want to reach higher into our psychic capacity, one of the best things that we can do is assess the environment, assess our inner temple, assess our nutrition, our hydration, which today, every time I think of hydration, I'm going to take a drink. That's going to be one of my little add-ons for my personal healing and journey. Today, tomorrow, I may do something different. But with Skybridge, it's the ability to perceive the stepping stones to our objectives and seeing things that seemingly interfere. I'm going to keep using the literal house as the example for the metaphor here that we're describing, but seeing things like doing the dishes as something that's beneficial to your body and soul and your mind's ability to feel open and have a sense of personal relief. And sometimes if we feel like we can't accomplish much, being able to apply your active mind to something numbing and mundane and possibly even physically demanding helps the brain and the body to focus on one thing at one time. And then especially like exercise to your abilities and comfort can, when we elevate the heart rate and the lungs are filling with more air and the body is having all these healthy purges going on, the muscles are squeezing the lymphatic system through the body. It's helping us to cleanse and purify in that moment, and it's helping us to, like I say, focus breath and body and mind all on whatever objective, and that can bring an immense amount of peace and clarity and organization to the mental and emotional capacity, because there's that dual thing of I feel good when I exercise if I do it to my level, because it feels good, because endorphins are released, as long as we don't load it up with expectations, because it takes a long time. There are a lot of stepping stones on that sky bridge, but if one thing can be added, your mood can change by the ability to be hydrated. your mood, your digestion, your complexion, your ability to cope, your muscles' ability to be pliable and flexible, your system's ability to eliminate anything. The water is one of the main catalysts, water and air. Cheers. Y'all are going to be nice and hydrated after this? Sorry to keep clearing my throat. It's part of the day today. Middle world. The middle world. It talks about the mundane world. The middle world is our day-to-day life, the daily routines. It's the sixth house in astrology, where we have to deal with the things like our health and our body and our job and our bills. It's the ability to straddle both worlds and to not get lost in either polarity of the above or the below, the shadow or the light, the mask or the depths of isolation or separation energy. And it's the middle world asks us to be present and aware and to focus very clearly, clarity and organization, on the now. The power of the now is in the body. The body is only evidence of the past. It is never evidence of, well, I have to contradict myself. It can definitely tell us about the immediate future, but with new influx of information or behavior or benefit add-ons versus takeaways, it's easier to add a healthy habit than to stop doing something that's already become a habit. And by adding a healthy habit that helps us to feel good, it's more motivating to the inner self to continue to go in that direction. And one of the best things to do also, if food and diet and exercise and the physical body is coming up for you, is to hopefully, in however big of increments as you can, is to train your body to appreciate those little tiny things that are healthier, like taking deeper breaths or stretching a little bit more here and there throughout the day, being able to kind of allow yourself a few minutes to do something for self, a few hours even, and to get used to your taste buds enjoying the flavors of fresh fruits and vegetables, of fresh, unfiltered, healthy water, whatever. I don't mean unfiltered in that other way. I mean something with minerals that are good for your body. This possibility for union is telling me that once we are willing and able to do this for ourselves, the environment and the self are inevitably evidence of what then is coming down the pipeline. It's coming in the vortex, so to speak, if you follow Abraham Hicks channeling. The seer, 45, yes. So 45 here, under that one. Okay. The sun. I was seeing the sun quite bright in this card, that sky bridge. And we've got heart of the sky, the sun, and sky bridge here. Oh, I don't want to block those beautiful flames for those watching the flames. Oh, what flames? It's embers. That's all right. The seer comes beneath the journey and the ancient ones. Sorry if you can hear the squeaking of the chair. So these ancient ones are advising, and they're showing us the what to do and what not to do, what resonates, what doesn't resonate, what things we have questions about, and what things we take in stride. And so the journey allows us to do the processing and the integration and to sort through all of those internal processes and incoming stimuli, whether it's nourishment, energetics, or emotions or otherwise. And it helps us to be that prophetic seer that says, well, what do I commit or contract to work on or shift or give more honor to within myself? What do I need to honor? What truth is emerging in my life that needs more time in the spotlight? What needs that light shone on it so that I can see what changes I have the power to, I want to say command, but control and command is sometimes just as an illusion as anything else could be. But I think you know where I'm going with that. So the seer coming at the end, it's like we've had our time identifying our values and our assets and our strengths and weaknesses. We've held open the gate and we have honored both sides, the polarity, and we'll find ourselves from time to time erring to or preferring one side of that spectrum or that duality at a time, whether we're feeling assertive in one area of life or one time of life versus another. We're all ebbing and flowing, and we don't need to even, I'm hearing, we don't need to get fixated on, well, I've already had my prime physically. There's nothing I can do. Well, my genetics say that I'll be overweight and I'll probably be diabetic. No. I mean, genetics can say that our body might need some more support along that journey. But journey, seer, I mean, we can take our ancestors and those that have researched this as those that we want to research and stand on their shoulders for what to question. Question your genetics, question your preconceived notions, because it doesn't mean that you have a predisposition. It means that there are nature and nurture elements coming in for you to choose your own adventure. So the illumination here is that sun wants to show us to our own awareness and power to take charge of some smaller aspects of life, to build a life that honors the outcomes that we are ready to see in our life, and to be aware of both that cosmic power and that earthly power to connect deeply and powerfully to effecting change in both our environment and ourselves and in others that connect with us. Power of choice is our voice. And something else was coming in. Yes, the heart of the sky too, with the seer and the journey, the ebb and flow of planetary cosmic influences and earthly influences is also changing. You know, just because the quakes or tsunamis happen in another region of the world doesn't mean that it didn't shake the earth that we all stand on. And those tremors we may not understand on the conscious level that we might have felt, but any collective shifts affect us, and any cosmic ebbs and flows give us both influences, give us emotional moodiness from time to time, but they also set us up for timing. So when we can identify the flow in the impulse, like, oh, I've been so tired lately, I got to exercise more. Do you? Or if you're tired, maybe your body needs to rest. Sometimes 8 hours a night is not enough, because some of us do work in our dreams. And I was hearing dreams earlier, somewhere around this tidy house card, where it's like getting those houses in order. I will often dream of a house, and I read very early on in my journey that if you dream of the house that is being depicted, even if it doesn't look anything like the real one, is a factor, and the way it correlates symbolically to the inner psyche is also interesting, and the people and the context of the dream. So take some time to think about your dreams, both those sleeping and those visions and dreams that you hold near and dear to your heart. Yeah, so it looks like you're making a good plan. So, shall we take one to close this out? I'll take a love notes from the universe on love and connection. These are somewhat silly and cheesy, and I do love them. And sometimes they can be so simple, pointing out what we overlook. I'll take those ones. Ask with love, and their answer may surprise you. Yet, whatever their answer, be happy, and this may surprise them. Hi, it's love, and I. ... You will be surprised. If you ever suddenly found and been loved by someone who is amazing, awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomical that you will again. And if you haven't yet found such a person, chances are astronomical you will. It's up to you, the universe. You will find what you seek. The seer. Yeah. Time for that full-blown manifesto and the relaxing of resistance. When you begin to find love in people and places where you haven't found it before, it's always because you've grown. You so rock. The universe. All there is to love has been there all along. So maybe you're finding some forgiveness or a platonic spark where it wasn't there before, maybe a coworker or somebody that you're identifying with. Sometimes transitions in life can bring people together that wouldn't normally resonate. You needn't worry. There's no one in your life who hasn't always loved you. They're all just learning how to show it. Big sillies, the universe. Be true to yourself. You may not ever understand what's going on in their life, but you can always find out what's going on in yours. Tally ho, the universe. And it could also be crushes or something that's falling to the sidelines. And sometimes rejection is redirection so that we can spend that divine time with self. You have what it takes. I know you do. You might not know it now, but you will. It's coming to be. So take care of you, and we'll check back in next week, if not before.